Hey YouTube, Steel Ovan here. So I just did a mini collection video of my Emerson knives, and now I'm doing the same thing with some Hinder knives. So in no particular order, an XM18 3.5 inch. This is a Gen 4, the older model on washers, Teflon washers, an S35 yen. This one's got a Rit dyed Sharp Dress Knives Python scale on there. You guys saw my Mod Mania on this. I've been using this one at work. You know, I do construction cabinetry full time, so this thing's been sharpening a lot of pencils, scraping a lot of putty, and cleaning up the ends of boards, that sort of thing. I also had one day where we were cutting rock wool, which is super abrasive stuff that absolutely trashed the edge. But this thing did very well. Not gonna lie, it is very thick behind the edge. Going from using a utility knife, like a standard utility blade, to something like this, you definitely notice the it's not quite as slicey. But I still appreciate how robust this knife is, like the pocket clip, and the ergonomics are awesome on it. I also like that with all that, I was cutting that rock wool, and my action is still just as smooth. I know some of that stuff got in there, but with the washers, it didn't actually get into the system or make it gritty or anything. So without any cleaning, just blew it out, and that was that. So I'm really impressed with how this thing's been holding up. I have an affinity for the XM18 3.5 inch. That's as you'll see, I have quite a few. This is the ZT produced Hinder designed. This is the 0562. I'm sure I got that wrong. Anyway, this, you guys can look it up. It's a very very well known CT model. This is sort of modified or designed after Hinderers slicer grind. You can see here the angle up, leading to be thinner behind the edge towards the point. Anyway, this one I've acid washed. It kind of took the logoing and stuff off. Acid washed the pivot and the other side. And you can see I've been using this one some too. A couple pencils and whatnot. This scale I made out of black and green, toxic green G10. Sculpted it with a Dremel and drill press and whatnot. I think it worked out pretty good. And then I coated it, and you'll see it's going to wear through green with time. The ridges are going to show. You can see how it's starting to wear. So I left the hardware stock, made this little thumb disc out of a 9mm casing, cut it off, and then sanded it down so it was the right height, so it's nice and flush. So there's that one. It's the CT model that I can't remember the designation for. I think that one's in 20CV or 204P or something. I should know this, but anyway, so there's those two. Next one up. This is a XM18 3-inch with the Wolverine Clift, excuse me, S35VN, and same deal as this guy. It's on the Teflon washers. The action on this guy is still quite good. And a lot of people complained about the Gen 4s, how they didn't, flip as well on the Teflon, but no problems from me. This one is pretty much stock. I picked it up on the knife exchange for $200. $215, which is half the freaking price of a brand new one. So I was stoked to get that. I got it within a minute of it being posted, and there was a line after me for seconds. So I got very lucky to get this one at that price. Put a nice mirror edge on there with my KME, which I'll probably be doing a video of sharpening systems in the future. I also threw a Pete Gray, this is a glow in the dark over travel stop which isn't really charged up now, but looks super cool once you leave it outside for a couple hours and then go inside, and then it looks neat. Kind of a blue glow. Regular black scale on this. This one's the stone wash. I forgot to say this one's working finish. This one's a stone wash version. So there's that dude. Let's do another ZT. This is another Hinderer design ZT. This is the 393. That's marked on the blade. This one, I did that whole mod mania. I showed you guys all the different mods. Sharp dress knife, scales, black micarta, polish the clip, acid stone wash the blade, and that was that. De-anodized all that, the blue off the scale in the handles there. So this is modeled after the Hinderer clips. Really liking it so far. Not much to say about this one. I did have to resharpen it after I acid stone washed it, and haven't carried it all that much. I just am accustomed to carrying my XM18s. They get the majority of the carry time. It's got this sort of definitely not frame lock. It's just a frame lock with the scale over top of it. Sub frame lock, or whatever the heck you want to call it. Nice captured pivot that looks nice and classy, like that. So there's the ZT393. I think this one's discontinued now, but not entirely sure. So next one is another XM18 3-inch. You guys saw the mod mania on this probably. Bronzed hardware. This cool tiger striping on the 20CV blade. This started out as the working finish, and I just used nail polish to, make my pattern on there. Dipped it in acid and then cleaned it off, and this was the result. So the working finish with an extra acid layer worked very nicely. Made this super cool looking blade style here. It's got a regular black scale that I coated white, and it's wearing nicely, so the black shows through. Kind of a battle-worn finish, looks sweet. This one is the Gen 6. It's on bearings right now. It's got the insert and, of course, the regular over travel stop that's been heat anodized or heat colored. So this one's super cool. Working finish model. Let's see if I can get this one in frame. Alrighty, and I got two more for you. Next up is one you guys haven't seen yet. This is the XM18 3.5-inch Gen 6 in the Bowie blade shape. Stonewashed blade and handles. This came anodized battle bronze from Hinderer, and I stripped the anodizing off of it because I like my sort of monochrome blades. This one has a peat gray, blue, purpley over travel stop, which is very cool. I think I said before, but this one's running on bearings. This is the Triway Gen 6 XM18 3.5-inch. Really love the Bowie shape. It's thinner at the tip than something like this guy, like the Spear Point. And as you can see on the scale side of it, we've got this DLT Trading edition faux bolster scale. So it's got the standard pattern on here and then a sort of fake polished top side like a bolster. So that's a super sweet blade. One thing I find really attractive about this model is the amount of parts there are for customization and just the number of parts on it as well. Some people see that as a downside. Me, I actually kind of think it adds to the design and makes it, the detail makes it kind of cool. I also like the variety of blade shapes and handle design, handle designs from Hinderer and whatnot. So they are not thin in the pocket and blade stock wise, and also behind the edge. I know a lot of guys do regrinds on them. I may be one of those guys. I may send one off to get it reground. Who knows? But this is a super cool XM18 3.5 inch. Let's see if I can. Ooh, that's reflective. There we go. For some reason, my lighting is super reflective today. Alright, and for the last one. You guys have already seen this one, but it got a serious facelift. Oh, bad deployment. This is the XM18 3.5 inch DLT exclusive, working finished, no choil Wolverine Clift. That's a flippin' mouthful. In M390. And I have done these modifications on it. Copper filler tab, copper over travel stop, copper and brass gear pocket clip, and it has this Hinderer logo on there as well that standard clips don't have. And then on the other side we got this super cool scale from Sharp Dressed Knives. This is a carbon fiber mixed with copper. I'm not sure what to call it. I think it might be fat carbon. But anyway, it looks super, super rad. The copper in the pattern actually is patinaing from the oils in my hands over time to sort of match like this. I've noticed the change over time. So that's really neat. Some people feel the need to have an XM18 like this without the choil. I actually don't mind the choil. I like them both ways. That's why I have both. But really beefy, aggressive Wolverine Clift on there. Super cool. This one is also a Gen 6 on bearings. It's got that steel insert and the other accoutrements. So that is the Hinderer knives and Hinderer designs that I have in my collection as of now. I'm scheming of maybe some more mods to do, so maybe I'll do some quick updates or whatnot as I do that. But here's where it's at right now. It's just sort of a data point for what I have at this point in time. I forgot to mention, this one has these standoffs, which are also copper. All this copper hardware. This gear clip I actually bought at Blade Show 2018 in person from the man himself. He cut me a deal on that. So I didn't have to pay the full $85 they are new, which is kind of ridiculous for a stinking pocket clip. But there you go. And then all this other brass stuff was from DLT, except for the scale, which was from Sharp Dressed Knives. Tangled up in my tongue a little bit. Alright, so there's that. Leave a like and a comment, which is your favorite, or if there's any other Hinderer models that I simply must check out. I think there might be a Hinderer Eclipse in my future eventually. But for now, I'm really enjoying this 393 and all these XM18s. So I may move some of the XM18s and go for a Eclipse, but who knows? The wind changes weekly. So I hope to catch you guys in another video. We'll see you later. Bye.